If you've been involved in an automobile accident, a truck accident, or a motorcycle accident in Tennessee, there's really two big issues that come into play. One is liability and two is damages. On the issue of liability, what that means is trying to determine who's at fault in the accident. One of the important things is going to be get the police report, obviously, to see what's outlined in the police report. Also, it's important to possibly get pictures of the scene to see the area where the accident occurred. But as part of this investigative process, what we do in helping people who have been injured is look at the issue of comparative fault. Tennessee has what's called comparative fault. And what that means is when insurance companies looking at an accident, or when I'm looking at an accident to try to help someone who's been injured in an accident, we've got to make a determination of what percentage at fault both of the drivers, or if there are more than two drivers, all the drivers in the accident had. For example, if one driver was 100% at fault and another person was injured, then the person who was injured would recover 100% of their damages. If there were two cars involved in an accident and one car was 70% at fault and the other car was 30% at fault, the driver, then you would only recover 70% of your damages. Now, there's different types of damages that one's entitled to recover in Tennessee. You're entitled to recover for your medical bills. You're entitled to recover for lost wages. You're entitled to recover for pain and suffering. You're entitled to recover for loss of enjoyment of life and emotional distress. There's several different legal terms involved. But what it all boils down to, if you've been injured, then the law in the state of Tennessee makes it such that you are entitled to compensation for these injuries. And there's different types of compensation, as I mentioned, and in determining the amount, that's what attorneys are able to do as far as helping people who've been injured, is in consulting with them and counseling them and advising them in terms of what your rights are, in terms of what you may be entitled to for the claim. We're also able to help in terms of the investigation. That's why it's important to get an attorney involved early in the process, because oftentimes an insurance company may want to come in and take a statement from you. But before you do something of that nature, it'd be important to talk to an attorney so you know what the purpose of this statement is and you know what information they're trying to gather. Insurance companies deal with this every day, and so it can be intimidating for an individual to deal with an insurance company, because if you've not been involved in an accident before, or that's not something that you do, is deal with insurance companies every day, it can be very, as I say, difficult and intimidating in terms of trying to get things taken care of. There's issues that come up. You may need a rental car. Your car may be totaled. Your car may need to be fixed. You may have questions. Where do I get my car fixed? You may have questions such as, I need to go to a doctor. What doctor can I go to? There's a lot of different issues that come up that you may have questions about, because if you've been involved in an accident, there's a lot of things going on that may make it difficult for you to concentrate on some of these details. That's really where an attorney can help in terms of making the process easier, making sure that you understand your rights, and that make sure you get treated fairly.